everybody, this is Mr. Lyons, principal here at McMillen High School. Before we start with Lions Lunch, I feel that there are a couple of things we want you to be aware of when it comes to our safety and security of our campus. So Officer Reepslager will answer some frequently asked questions students may have in the event that we go to a school lockdown.
The first question we want to address today is the question of what happens if I'm in the hallway and a lockdown is called for any reason. Basic answer to that is going to be get where you can get anywhere safely and lock yourself into a room, a cafeteria area, a janitor's closet, locker room, any place that would be open that you'd be able to get behind a door and get out of sight. If you're outside during Lions Lunch and a lockdown is called, do not try to get back in the building. Go to a safe area outside the building where you can be accounted for if a teacher or another staff member comes looking for you. Those three areas we're going to ask you to collect if you're outside during a lockdown is going to be at the church on the north side of the school, big white building, on the opposite side of the church from the school, where you can once again be out of sight of the campus. Second position will be over on the baseball field. Down by the baseball diamonds, you have a large hill which does hide students very well. You can get behind the field house and also get down by the bleachers. Third place is if you're all the way over for some reason on the south side of the school, across the parking lot to the middle school. Once arriving at the middle school, you'll be able to tell them that the school is in lockdown, and they will let you in the building as long as they can identify who you are. If you happen to be in the cafeteria during a lockdown, that is going to be a little more difficult due to the fact that the space is very, very open. Lockdown is called get into the cafeteria lines, get into the back of the kitchen, anywhere in that area that you can lock down. If you cannot get into the kitchen, go up onto the stage, behind the curtains of the stage, and go into the multi-purpose room or open areas there. Once in there, a teacher will hopefully be in that area and be able to help you out and tell you where to go from there. For the teachers on campus during Lions Lunch, if a lockdown is called, do your best to pull students into your classroom. Even though you may not identify them, if you can identify that they are not the source of what has caused the lockdown, pull them into your classroom and put them in a position where they will be out of sight.
Hey guys, I just want to talk to you about just expectations that we have for you all during Lions Lunch. It's very important that when you're utilizing this time, this is utilized for you for tutorials. It's also a time for you to catch up on any work. It also gives you an opportunity just for some downtime. You will have the ability to utilize the gym at a certain time of the day and maybe even outside access. We will provide you with the schedule, what days the gym and outside access will be available. You will not have inside access to the B Hall. The B Hall area is an area where students are still in tutorials, and we want to make sure we keep that area clear of students. So no students are allowed in the B Hall. No food is allowed in the B Hall area. This is a school, it's not a playground. So running inside horseplay is not acceptable. We're high school students now, so let's act as if we are in a high school. Middle school and elementary behavior belongs there. We expect for you to act accordingly while you're here, especially during Lions Lunch. Keep our campus clean, which means if you see paper, if you see trash on the floor, be responsible, pick it up. If everyone picks up after themselves, we should not have an issue with trash or trays being left. We'll have tray carts in various parts of the building in the event your teacher allows you to eat in their classroom, but there should be no trays in the hallway. If teachers are allowing you to eat in their classroom, we ask that you bring those trays back so that can be washed for use for the following day. No food outside on the track area. We want to keep not only the inside clean, but we want to keep the outside clean as well. You will have an opportunity to eat in some of the areas that have benches, but we ask that you also empty your trash into the trash can outside and make sure that you put your trays in a location so that we can reuse them for tomorrow. Again, it's very important that we use positive and appropriate language on campus. So the use of profanity or any inappropriate language is not welcome on our campus. We want to keep it classy here at McMillen, and we also want to make sure that we promote positivity on our campus each and every day. The question that I got asked a lot was, are we allowed to have speakers? Speakers are not allowed on campus during the school day. You will have the option to use those speakers outside when you have outside access. But if you're going to play any music, it must be appropriate music. I like to refer to it as radio-friendly music. Any use of profanity or inappropriate language is not welcome. And if I have to ask you about it, I'll give you a warning. And if there are multiple times, then I will confiscate your speaker, and the parent must pick it up. For any consequences for inappropriate behavior that takes place during Lions Lunch, we will address those students, and you will lose the privilege of Lions Lunch for potentially 3 weeks or more, depending on the offense. So please make sure that you utilize this time wisely. This is for teachers to meet, for students to meet with teachers that need additional time for learning. It gives you time during the day to take a break. It also gives you a little bit of time just to blow off some steam as well by maybe utilizing the gym to engage in some sports activity. But again, this is a privilege for you all, and we want to make sure that you utilize this time wisely. If you are a student that drives to school, this opportunity for lunch does not allow you to leave campus. Any student that leaves campus during Lions Lunch may have their driving privileges taken away on our campus, and also along with a suspension from school. So please make sure that you remain on campus. If you are a student that needs to leave and you have permission from your parent to leave, you must check in with Ms. Campos at the attendance office. She will give you a pass. You will show me that pass once you leave campus to have permission to get into your vehicle and leave if you have an appointment during that time. A couple things about lunch. When the 12:32 bell rings to dismiss you for lunch, there's no need for everyone to rush to the cafeteria at 12:32 to eat. I advise you to take your time. You have over an hour to do anything that you want, including eat. So if you come down and the line is long, you can come back. The cafeteria line closes at 1:20. So you have close to 50 minutes until the line closes, and then you can manage your time. Throughout the building, you'll see tutorial bell schedules posted, so you'll have an idea when your teachers are offering tutorials. You're going to hear the term A lunch and B lunch. A lunch is from 12:32 to 1:02. B lunch is from 1:02 to 1:32. So we separate Lions Lunch into two separate lunches, A lunch and B lunch. So you can manage your time when you want to go eat, when you want to attend tutorials. So just manage your time accordingly, and don't feel the need to rush to the cafeteria all at once at 12:32. You will have enough time to eat. Here's a helpful tip. If you want to avoid standing in a long line and realize by the time you get to the serving line, there's not the food that you thought that's going to be there, take a look at what's on the menu before you get into the line. Each line has different food items. So we have menus on the wall, and we also have menus on the monitors. So take a look at which menu that gets your attention and stand in that line. If you stand in one long line and you realize that's not the line you really wanted to be in, you wasted potentially 15 to 20 minutes.
Excuse me, sir. Please remove the headphones. Sir, excuse me.
Hello. Thank you. Sorry. It's important when you're in the cafeteria to make sure that your headphones are off. This is going to expedite the line. The line gets really long during Lions Lunch, and so if you have your headphones on and the cashier has to get your attention, it's just going to take more time for everyone to get through the line. So when you come through the cafeteria serving line, your headphones should be off your head, earbuds out your ears, so that you can talk and communicate what are the items that you want served during lunch. Okay, we're on the stage, and actually this is a location students are not allowed to be during Lions Lunch. So please make sure when you're in lunch that you stay away from this area. This area is off limits, including the multi-purpose room. It's not even a pass-through area. So if you are an orchestra, a performing arts, including band, choir, a theater, this can be a shortcut to go to your class. We ask that you walk around. We don't want any students in this area during the lunch period. A couple things I want to remind students about when it comes to ordering food if you're not going to eat the food that's being served on campus. Last year, our students were allowed to order food from Uber Eats, DoorDash, and maybe other food services that deliver to the school. You're allowed to do that, but there will be a restriction on the time. The food deliveries will stop at 12:15. We will not allow food deliveries on campus after 12:15. So if you're going to have food delivered to our campus, make sure that it's delivered before 12:15. So you're going to have to plan when you place your order. This is for the safety and security of our campus. We don't want any outside or unwanted guests potentially coming into the building and taking advantage of a delivery person coming on during Lions Lunch or during a food delivery service. When food is delivered, they're not going to come into the building. They're going to drop it off at our area that's located in our foyer. We have bookshelves that they're to place the food for you with your name on it. Parents can do that as well. Be mindful, all food deliveries must take place and be delivered through the front entrance. They're not allowed to go to any other access points of the building. That means they're not allowed to deliver to the back area, parking lot, to the side doors. They must deliver to the front. If any delivery service tries to deliver or if anyone opens a door for receiving food, your food will be brought up front and you will have lunch in an isolated area. Again, it's for the safety and security of our campus. All food deliveries must be delivered to the front area. And along again with safety and security, every student will have an ID badge, must wear their ID badge. Please do not open any door leading to the outside if a student is asking to get in if they do not have an ID badge. That lets us know that they're a McMillen student. All students that belong on our campus will be wearing an ID badge, so please make sure that you keep all doors closed. Do not allow any student, or do not open any door for any student to come in unless you recognize that they're a McMillen student and they can show you their ID badge. A couple expectations that we have of you is making sure that you get to class on time after lunch. You've had an extended period to eat. There should be no reason why you should be late for your 5th period class. It's imperative that you report to every class on time, but more importantly, we want to clear the halls after lunch so we can clean the campus, and we also want to get it ready for the beginning of 5th period. So please make sure that you get to class on time. We will be keeping track of tardies. Students that accumulate 5 tardies or more will serve a lunch detention. What does that mean? That'll be at least 30 to 40 minutes of Lions Lunch that will be taken from you because you'll have to spend it in school suspension or in the gym. And if we have to host it in the gym, that may impact your classmates utilizing the gym for basketball or other sports activities. So be cognizant of that. You're also going to hear several different bells. At 12:32, you will hear a bell to dismiss you to lunch. At 1:10, you're going to hear a bell. That's the warning bell. It's like a 10-minute bell to let you know that the cafeteria line will close in 10 minutes. At 1:25, you'll either hear an announcement or there'll be a bell, which is just a signal it's a cleanup time. Making sure that you see any loose paper or trash on the floor. If you do see it near you, we ask that you pick it up just to help maintain a clean campus. Throughout this informational session, we hope that you've learned a lot. If you have any questions, please make sure you sign up for my remind. I will send text messages with reminders and also give you some helpful tips in the event that we have to go to a lockdown. I'm able to communicate to you via text. So please copy down this remind code at this time if you haven't done so already. Thanks, and let's have a great year with Lions Lunch.